All right, gather round. Tonight's story isn't about some dusty old book or a creaky mansion. Nope, this is a ghost story for right now, for the 21st century. It's a story that starts not with a floorboard creaking, but with the familiar glow of a phone screen. Let's dive into this dark tale of black magic gone digital.
You know, it all kicked off with this simple, absolutely chilling text message. Just popped up from an unknown number. It's an offer, right? But it's an offer that lands right in the palm of your hand. A really dark path presented like it's a simple solution. This wasn't some whisper in a dark alley. It was a notification, an invitation from, I don't know, the digital abyss, asking a very, very tempting question. Do you want revenge on someone?
So to understand who would even answer a message like that, you have to meet the two people at the heart of this. On one side, you've got Rohit. He's wealthy, a bit arrogant, and honestly just reckless with his words. And on the other side, his friend, Jatin. Well, former friend. Their friendship just completely implodes during this huge public argument, where Rohit, in a moment of pure cruelty, calls Jatin a beggar, and he does it in front of everyone, just shredding his pride. It's a classic bully and victim story, right? But this time, the fallout was going to be anything but ordinary.
So what happens when a private moment of total humiliation gets caught on a phone? Yeah, it goes viral. Someone filmed the whole ugly argument and threw it up on Facebook. And just like that, Jatin's shame wasn't just a painful memory anymore. It was a public spectacle, something to be watched and shared and commented on. It was inescapable. The digital world had just cranked his anger up to a whole new, much darker level.
Okay, so let's just trace the path here, connect the dots to disaster. You have the public fight, which leads to the viral video, and then that anonymous text message lands, promising a solution, promising revenge. Fueled by this potent mix of shame and just white-hot rage, Jatin makes a choice. He picks up his phone, finds a picture of Rohit, and just sends it to that unknown number. A few taps on a screen, and a deal with digital darkness was officially sealed.
And this is the reply he gets. It's not just a simple confirmation, it's a contract, and it's got a terrifying little clause in it. The work will be done, but when the effect shows, don't back down. The message is basically warning him, right then and there, that once this digital curse is unleashed, there's no hitting the back button. The consequences are now completely out of his hands.
And the effect, it shows up almost immediately. Rohit's life just spirals into a total nightmare. It starts kind of small. His bike stalls on a deserted road, and he sees this shadowy figure with piercing white eyes in his mirror. Then, he starts feeling a constant presence, seeing that same shadow in the mirror at home. He tries to tell his father, but he's just brushed off, told he must be on drugs. The haunting just keeps escalating until the family's servant, Birju, starts speaking in this freakishly deep voice and lures him up to the rooftop for a final terrifying showdown.
And this is where the curse starts to bleed out of the phone and into the physical world. Jatin gets his next text, his next command, and now he's not just a passive participant anymore. He's told he has to take Rohit's photo, wrap it in a black cloth, light a lamp, and place the whole thing at a crossroads at midnight. The digital command is now demanding real-world action.
And as he's doing the ritual, he's commanded to speak these words aloud, to cement the curse. The pain you gave, you will now suffer. He says them, and at that exact moment, the flame on the lamp just, poof, goes out. This is Jatin actively choosing to inflict this pain, binding Rohit's fate with his very own words.
Then, the final message comes through. The entity, whatever it is, has weakened Rohit's soul. And now, there's only one step left. Jatin is told to text a single word to finish the whole game. Samapt. End. I mean, just think about that for a second. The power to end a person's life, all condensed down into one word, sent from a phone.
It's at this moment, right at the very end, that the full weight of what he's done just comes crashing down on Jatin. For the first time, he feels that same cold terror that he's been putting Rohit through. A huge wave of regret just washes over him. He realizes this has gone way, way too far. Rohit is his friend. He has to stop it. But can you recall a digital curse? Can you just hit undo?
The answer is no. He can't. Before he can even try to do anything, his phone screen just flickers to life. A live video feed opens up, and he's watching Rohit on that rooftop, absolutely terrified, with that shadowy figure right behind him. The very same technology that started this whole curse now becomes Jatin's own personal prison, forcing him to be a helpless spectator to the horror that he unleashed.
And then, somehow, it gets even worse. The entity, this thing, it manifests right there with Jatin. It grabs him, and it delivers this horrifying ultimatum. Now, either him or you. The curse demands a soul. Jatin is no longer the one pulling the strings in this dark game. He's just another piece on the board, totally and completely trapped.
So, in the tragic end, Jatin is forced to watch as Rohit, trying to escape the entity, leaps from the roof to his death. The police, of course, they'll just call it a suicide, but the curse isn't done. Jatin's phone pings, deal complete, and then the entity returns for him, only now it's wearing Rohit's face. The curse always collects its final payment.
In the aftermath, all that's left is grief. And Rohit's father gives this just heartbreaking statement to the police. My son was scared. He was scared of something, but I couldn't help him. It's this tragic admission from a father who just dismissed his son's genuine terror as nonsense, never even imagining the real supernatural horror he was actually facing.
So let's step back for a second and really look at the ghost in the machine here. Because this wasn't just a regular haunting. This was a technologically assisted tragedy. Think about the chain. Facebook didn't just share a video. It weaponized humiliation. It created the motive. The text message wasn't just a text. It was the modern way of signing a contract in blood. The live video feed? That turned Jatin from the person in control into a tortured spectator. And the phone screen itself, it became a literal portal, a black mirror that allowed this ancient evil to see and to speak and to cross over into our world.
You know, what this whole horrifying story really shows us is that our digital actions, the things we do online, can have terrifyingly real, irreversible consequences. That a moment of anger, a thoughtless post, a vengeful text, when it's amplified by the speed and anonymity of technology, it stops being just words. It becomes a weapon. And as we just saw, that weapon can have a recoil we never ever expected.
And that kind of leaves us with one last, really unsettling thought. These ancient fears of curses and demons, they hasn't gone away. They've just adapted. They've found new homes inside the little devices that we carry with us every single day. So the next time your screen lights up with a message from an unknown number, maybe just ask yourself, what kind of door might you be opening?